Oh, okie doke. So this is just a lot of people have been asking me about working in new tricks, and I thought it'd be a good time to do it now because I just have literally just come off stage after doing new things. As again, this is live, but it's not. I'm not expecting anybody to be here because it's just for, for later viewing maybe. So I've did close up tonight, 9 tables, really lovely people, and I am the sort of person who will put off doing new stuff, and I did do for years. I mean, it's so I knew routines that would just kill, and if I go up to a table, I'm like, why wouldn't I do that? Oh, by the way, welcome to Real Magic Review. My name's Steve Faulkner. Have a look at onlinemagic.co because it's great. And a while ago, I got so jaded with doing close-up gigs, and I kind of half gave up doing them for a bit, and then I realised I didn't want to. I kind of needed to do them. And hey, Tom, how you doing? And and this will be very waffly, so do say hello. And I realised how bored I was. I mean, I was doing gigs and getting an hour in and looking at my watch. I mean, that's awful. And because I was just resorting to the same stuff. And don't get me wrong, if I've got 20 tables to get around, I've got to do a minute each table. I'll probably, it's not the sort of time I'll try. I might try the odd new thing, but you've got to be fast. But I've started recently making myself, no matter what the gig was, doesn't matter how much I was getting paid. When I was in the Maldives recently, it's the highest end gig that one of the many high, people spending so much money, and it's so easy not to do anything new because you think, oh, well, I've got to really impress them. And I thought that's not good enough, because where actually the reality is I don't feel any less intimidated by friends in a pub than I do people like that. So when am I ever going to do this new stuff? And I had all these things that I was, nice. I had all these, Gid said he's just packing his case for a gig tomorrow. So all these tricks that I reviewed, all stuff that I go, yeah, I really want to do that at gigs. I hadn't done them. I just thought it's just pathetic. And it was just fear, it's fear of kind of going, no, I want people to think it's great and stuff I've worked in. So tonight and at the Maldives, I've made a video. I've tried loads of new stuff out there. I made myself do something new, and it was I had done it, but in a kind of easier situation, not properly. Was Henry, the thing Henry Harris has just released, which is Super Lemon. Is that what it's called? Oh, mental block. I can't even Google it because my phone's there. So you have to forgive me because I'm kind of on the fly now. And the name of the creator of that routine, it's based on a Florian 7 routine, actually, from the Vanishing Ink book, and his version of it. But I've talked about it. I'm going to do a proper review of it, and that isn't this. But I did that, and so the routine is you force in one of many ways a fruit. Forget about that and do whatever presentation you want, and then you show a lemon. You do a whole routine about, I'm going to describe the lemon that's going to influence you, and you're going to imagine the lemon and the sourness of the lemon and all this kind of stuff. And then you get a knife and you're pretending to cut the lemon, but you've actually got a real knife, and you're going, if I pretend to cut it, what does that make you feel like? And I did a presentation around, I did digital force bag. I said, look at any number between 1 and 100, look at the item of food at that number, and I'm going to try and get you to forget about that, but don't try not to forget about that food that you've looked at. And then I talk about the lemon, and they go, what are you thinking of? They say the lemon. Doesn't matter what they're thinking of. And then I say, but actually it wasn't about that, because by talking to you, I've influenced you to concentrate so much on the lemon that you're trying to forget the thing that I've forced you, which is apple, and this isn't in fact a knife. You think you've been seeing a knife, it's a fork. And actually you think you've been looking at a lemon, but it's a scrambled bit of yellow paper. And then you unfold the paper and it says apple, which is the thing you forced. And I hadn't even rehearsed. It's so awful, but it was one of those. It's one of those routines that if you look at and you do things like the cups and balls, which I finished my show with tonight, I didn't have to rehearse it. I kind of practiced it a little bit. The move, especially with the knife, I practiced it, but I hadn't rehearsed it. And I did it at the table with the CEO of the company. I thought, I want to do it. I don't want to do it, on the sidelines with a couple of people that are really drunk. I want to do it under pressure to someone who has seen me perform before, that will be honest with me. And I tried it in a certain way, and I'll talk about how I tried it in a minute whenever I try anything new. So I did that. The other thing that I did isn't a new routine, but it's a routine I haven't worked in, and it's something I still feel nervous doing. But I did it in a different way, and I did it with this. So this is Henry Harrius's box that he sells that holds, all your gubbins. And I saw this, and I just knew it would be, because I perform Venom Cube, but I perform it infrequently and end up feeling very nervous about it, because I did it a few times in a row once and just kept messing it up, and I couldn't work out why. Now I know why. I'd forgotten one bit of the thing you had to do. But I was looking at this today, and I thought it's a really nice, to get that on stage and open a box like that, and I've got it all there. It's I can pull out the Venom Cube, Prediction Cube. I can, and I also over the weekend learned Cube to Chocolate, which I bought ages ago and never bothered learning, and tried it. It's a corker of a thing, this, and that was great. I didn't try that tonight, but I've tried it out on loads of people. But I like the fact it holds that, and you've got the RD, the 360 mini version that goes over it. But what was really nice was having this on stage that I could look down at and see, and I've also got my RD Insta Cube as well, which I've just relearned, which I just love. I'll probably nose it up now, but I just love it. Sorry, but here we go. So I just, I sort of exposed a bit there, but I just think it's so great. So I want to do that again, and I relearned that over the weekend. So it's really, and the thing about this is I want to start doing this stuff in the bag as well, and this has this little drawer with the bags in it, which is, there it is, I'm holding the wrong bit there. Which seems like such a ridiculous thing, but when you can put that on the table, because I did the cups and balls tonight, I did a coin routine to open with, I also did a bit of a talk, and I have a talk that I do with a Rubik's Cube. It's really nice to have it all there. So just and one of these cubes, by the way, is a Tornado Cube, if I want to do that. And if you've got any questions, by the way, ask away, and I'll come and talk to you in a minute. So with a Venom Cube, what I do just is, whose routine is it? Someone prompt me. Whose routine is it? The Solution. It's a manuscript. It's not Colin McLeod, is it? It's Colin Murray. It is, isn't it? So where you use a non-gimmicked cube and you get them to solve it behind their back. Now I just love this routine. It's so, you get a tiny little booklet from the Solution, called The Solution, Colin Murray, and you get it and you think, and it's the best value, and it's with a non-gimmick cube. And I've got a whole presentation around it that I won't share here, but I will another time, which I'm really proud about now. And the reaction of that is stunning. And then they've got that, and they've solved it behind their back, and then they mix it, and then I go into Venom Cube, and I think the two work really beautifully. And the cube that the Venom Cube then mix matches has always been, it's just slightly off to the side, but it's always been in view. But it was so lovely to do that and have it all in here and put it back there and just bang, you kind of almost reset. In here, incidentally, I also had a watch. I did Toxic Plus with the SB watch. So you've got the time that they say ends up being on the watch. But yeah, loads of new stuff today, loads of new approaches, some new pickpocketing. I did some new pickpocketing I haven't tried before, and I'm just really, and I realised how invigorated I am by doing that. And also, I'm not looking at my watch. I'm not getting bored. I'm kind of getting to the end of the gig and feeling fulfilled that I've given value, and not, nobody wants to see a magician that's dead behind the eyes. And it was, and I think for those of you that I've been doing it for years, or I've been doing the same tricks for a long time, I think it's so easy not to push ourselves and not to try anything new, because we know what we do is going to kill. But the feeling you get afterwards, it's very important that we feel, fulfilled and happy with what we do, and that is contagious to other people. So it's not just about doing killer routines. I think it's about something else as well, and people can see. And incidentally, I want to go back to how, if I'm doing a paid gig and I want to try something new, and I know it isn't there's a chance it won't play super strong, because you never know until you do it. So do you only do it with friends first? I think it's a different response. Is that when I went up to the table, I did, some card stuff that I knew was going to do really well. This is a new CEO of a company that have booked me for a long time. In the past, person that was a kind of champion of me has retired. So I knew I wanted to impress him. So I did my card stuff, which I don't actually get bored of because I'm kind of improvising my cards. I'm doing stuff I always do, but slightly different orders sometimes. And then I finished, and I said, right, I finished now, but I don't want to become bored. I've been doing this 30 years nearly, and I have a little rule that I try something new. So can we say that I've finished now, but I want to try something new? Hopefully it'll work out. I think it will. And I don't do that patter thing of going, oh, this might go wrong, but it's genuinely honest. I'm doing a trick I've never tried. Let me know what you think. And I think it's fine to do that. It's even like a presentational. It's a presentation, it's saying, I think we should all push ourselves. I think we should scare ourselves. And I am nervous now about doing this thing. It's strange, isn't it? Because no one's going to die if I get it wrong. You've seen some good stuff. And I think that, and when you're saying these sort of things, people are listening because they can relate to it. Everybody can empathize with that. So I think I enjoy doing it, and it gives you the out as well, because you're talking about trying something new and you're genuine about it as well. So packing my case for my gig tomorrow. Good. I hope it goes well. Flood gig. I didn't know you got flooded, mate. I haven't been keeping up with stuff. I've got several of his effects. Need to get this to keep things in order. Yeah, it's really nice, that box. It's to have everything in the same place. Some of these people make this stuff and you think, I don't need that. But actually to have like the cube to chocolate, the mini RD 360 thing in there, the RD Insta, everything in the same place is actually, and it's a really lovely thing for practice. You open the box and you practice each routine. I think it's a nice thing rather than getting all different bags out. I'm terrible at storing stuff. Thanks, Steve, for oh, that's nice. Appreciate all the work you put into these videos. Thanks, David. That's really, really nice of you. I do worry sometimes that are a bit waffly. Pushing myself to do new coin routine tomorrow. Oh yeah, good. I did that as well, and I made myself do it in the Maldives when it was sweaty and hot. I'll show it you now if you want. Really super simple. I just wanted to produce 4 coins, and a couple of times it all went wrong, and it's all right because I didn't know what was going to happen anyway. Now I just did my usual coin stuff. Oh, I haven't got my coins. Right, let's see if I've got anything. I'll show you. This isn't anything groundbreaking, but I just wanted to produce coins in the way that I felt was comfortable for me. And I can teach you now because nobody's going to be watching this that isn't a magician. I do it with dollars. I do this before I get into a coins across. Incidentally, thanks Chris. Incidentally, Al Schneider's coins across was getting phenomenal responses. And I was also doing, the one we all know, Kill, but it just gets such a great reaction. So, but I wanted to get into that by producing the coins. I find some coin productions, even though beautiful, weren't suiting me, and were too I love Troy. I was doing Troy, who's as extraordinary, and that's great. But I wasn't doing much with the shell afterwards, so I wanted to do a non-shell one. So this isn't anything groundbreaking, but what I was doing was going up. I wanted to show hands empty. And as I was chatting, just produce a coin there, and then if the angle's going to be wrong, produce another one. Or actually, I'd shuttle past it again. The angle's all wrong here. Produce another one, and produce the fourth. Now the fourth one would be a different coin. So I would do the Micromar Spellbound, and then produce a fourth one, or just produce this. And what I'm doing here, and again, I was using half dollars, so I'm flashing all over the place. But I was starting off with the stack of coins in my hand like this, and it would be a normal coin, Chinese coin, normal coin, and they're in this position, so I can approach the table and just have that empty hand look. And flashing a bit there. Produce one, and I'm just producing them like that. And from here, when I hold this up, I'm then putting these in classic palm, and because I've got that second coin there is a Chinese coin, I've got the misdirection, so I produce that, put it there, misdirection there, and then pushing them into classic palm, but it doesn't have to be a great classic palm. And then I'm going to do a shuttle pass. Now, again, I'm doing this with $half, so I've got that cap subtlety with the coins there, so I can just put them down. But there's no heat on the coin. They think that's the trick, right? Producing one coin. So when I've got that there, I produce the coin, oops, and all I'm doing is pushing out a finger palm to there, misdirection, and then I'm going to shuttle pass with cap subtlety like that. And it's not the best shuttle pass, but they're not looking, so I put that down, and that's great because that gives you've shown kind of this hand empty, not with a coin in it, put it in there so they think that's empty now. And then I'm in a position where I've got two here, one here, and the lower coin is a Chinese coin. They think it's empty, I can kind of gesture like this, and then I can come out and do the same with this one. So all I'm doing there is pushing, I'm kind of loosening that up, pushing it up there. But the lovely thing about this is because they don't know more coins are going to come, there's no heat. This is there, so I can say, look, there's another one, and then you can produce this how you like. You can either take it from there, or you can take it from there, or do all that stuff. And then I'm left with a coin here. So it doesn't make much sense, but I quite like, you can put that down, spellbound it, or you can spellbound it in a normal way, like that, and do what you want. But then you've got, and again, you think people would know there's two coins, but they're not really following logically. And then I go into the Al Schneider routine there. So again, this is so simple, and there's not loads of logic to it. It's not like I sat down, but I just felt it and felt what kind of fitted me. And I think sometimes when we try new stuff, even though we love to see people do them, we just know they're not ours. The style of it doesn't fit us, and that kind of fitted me. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, let's have a look. Well, this is a bit of a long waffle, isn't it? So go for a good. Glad office situation is improving. Yeah, you'll have to tell me about that. Good. I haven't been keeping up with the Discord. Yeah, it went well. Thanks, Chris. I've got to do. I'm starting to feel like simply being honest to the audience makes for a nice way to perform. Yeah, I think there's a difference. Like I find myself sometimes saying that too much. Oh, I'm going to try something new, and I'm not. I'm just scared because I haven't tried it for a while. But I think when you're saying genuinely, can I try a new thing? I think it's totally fine. Love Spellbound, yeah, I know. I love that Pontius Smith stuff. I can't do it. He would do all that stuff, wouldn't he? What was that? He would do that and then take it from there, and I can't remember it. And he'd do that muscle pass thing. But I love that thing. And then yeah, and then I always like that Michael Amar Spellbound. Yeah, what was that other move? Oh yeah, that. I quite like that. You put the coin there and throw it up. Yeah, and then take it. Yeah, Pontius Smith, beautiful. And more doable than you think, I think. Anyway, I'm waffling, aren't I? Right, I'm going to go now. Just thought I'd share all that with you. Going to the session, hosting the session. A bit nervous about that. But that's what we should be when we do new things. So I'll see some of you there. For those people at Online Magic students, I will see you there because I know we're going down. I'm going to, after I've done my hosting duties, we will definitely hang out without a doubt. Well, not just Online Magic students, everybody. So, but if you are on the course, or you're not on the course, sorry, go and have a look at onlinemagic.co. Very proud of it. Just uploaded the whole new chapter of the double lift on the Royal Road course, which has got so much on it. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, mate. And I'll be doing my show in Sheffield on the 30th of March. Just go to steve@faulkner.com/Greystone, because it's at the Greystones, Greystones. And that's 30th of March. Right, I'll stop banging on now. Have a great one. Some of you I'll see you at the session tomorrow. And thanks for listening to me wafflings. Take care.